Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Roundabout Theatre Company has brought the Kit Kat Klub back to Broadway. Yes, Cabaret has returned to Studio 54 with its original Tony Award-winning star Alan Cumming, along with Michelle Williams, Linda Emond, Danny Burston, and Bill Heck. And I'm here on opening night to celebrate with the company. Congratulations, it's opening night. How do you feel?
I know. I feel crazy. I feel great. I feel wonderful. Moved. Really moved, honestly.
You were terrific in this show. Tell me what it's been like working on this role.
It's been really wonderful. I mean, Sam and Robert and Cynthia Nubia is like an amazing choreographer. It's just been amazing. It's been a really wonderful experience.
What do you love about playing her?
I love how human she is and how human I can make her. I think that's really important. Yeah.
What you love about this show? This is a classic.
It is a classic. I love that it doesn't feel like a classic when we're doing it, which is amazing, that it feels new and feels relevant. It's really it makes me really happy.
And working with this company?
They're amazing. I mean, this woman, like Michelle, she's wonderful. Alan is like a father figure. He killed us all together. It's wonderful.
You took your bow tonight. What went through your mind?
It's really bright. These people are all wearing black. I mean, it's like, yeah, it was like, I was really happy to be holding Bill's hand. That was really nice. It was like really supportive and light and happy. And it's not easy making theater, and it felt really nice.
It's opening night. How do you feel?
I feel great, feel exhilarated, feel happy, to be open. Being the last show, we waited a long time to get this puppy open, and it's great that we are so happy.
This is one of my all-time favorite musicals. I adore Candor and Ebb. You are so perfect in this role. What has it been like working on this?
Well, it's been an amazing experience. You have two geniuses, in Sam and Rob, directing the show. Usually you get one pretty incredible director. We have two certifiable geniuses, and they're generous and smart and lovely and decent and good and creative, and they worked beautifully together, and I can't say enough about them. Then you have this incredible show that, that is iconic and beautiful, and that, Candor and Ebb with Joe Masteroff wrote and Hal Prince put together, that I'm so grateful to those original people who created the show, and all the people who are in the original company who, taught us all what the show was about. And especially for me, Jack Gilford, means a lot in my life. It's two roles in a row that I followed him in the Deflator Mouse at the Met, and it's an incredible production. It's an important show. It's a dangerous show, and it teaches as well as entertains. And it's I can't say enough about it. It's a masterpiece.
Working with Linda.
Oh, she's great. She's great. She's an actor's actor, and we just love each other. I can't say enough about her. She's got a beautiful heart, and I think she's the heart and soul of the piece. I really do. She's giving a tremendous performance, and she's a wonderful person.
So what's been the biggest thrill working with this company, with Alan and Michelle and Bill Heck?
The biggest thrill, honestly, is the ensemble. They are incredible. They sing, they dance, they act, and they play all the musical numbers. It's just, it's mind-boggling, and they're all gorgeous. I hate them all.
It's opening night. How do you feel tonight?
Very good, very good. It was a sharp one, I think, and a great crowd. Yeah.
What has this whole experience been like for you with working on Cabaret?
I had theater parents. But somehow this one slipped between the cracks, so I did not know the show, really. I mean, except for Cabaret, obviously, and Money Makes the World Go Round, which turns out to be only from the movie originally. But so it's been great finding what a terrific piece it is, and it's also one of what I think of as the darker, smaller, smarter ones. I don't know how I missed this one, and doing with Sam was amazing because we had done stuff together before. So
what was it like working with him again on this?
Different. I mean, as you know, because it's revival, there was a bit of a skeleton there. But as he always is, he was amazing about letting us find our own way. And who knows if he knew where we were heading already and just let us feel like we were finding it. But it always seemed like it.
Tell me what you love about the role that you play.
I guess the old adage, whether it was Olivier or not, who said you've got to love the character. That funny thing of having to love the person, even when perhaps what they do is terrible. But I think being able to make him a sort of a good person that gets distorted and poisoned by something, as opposed to boo-hoo, ha-ha-ha sort of Nazi thing. Not that necessarily anyone else goes there, but
Sure.
yeah.
Congratulations. Welcome to Broadway. You are so magical in this role. How do you feel?
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, honestly. I've never been happier at work.
You can see that in your performance. What's this whole journey been like for you with working on Cabaret?
It's been a long one. They were, I'm not a singer nor am I a dancer, and so they started, before everybody started rehearsing, they started me at the piano and on the dance floor, just teaching me the basics and kind of breaking me in.
You were so good at it.
Well, it's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
Did you work with Cynthia on Rubia? Who did you work with
I worked
early
with
on?
Cynthia. I worked with Cynthia and Patrick. Yeah.
So tell me what it's been like tackling this role, what you love about Sally Bowles, what you love about the musical.
It's been, it's such an incredible part, and really the job is just to be as good as it is, as good as the music is, as good as the lyrics are, as good as the book is. So I'm just trying to live up to something.
Did you know the show well before you started doing this?
Not as well as I do now. I mean, I knew it some, and I'd seen it with Jennifer Jason Leigh in the, 2000 or something like that. I saw that production.
This is a gorgeous company. Talk about working with Alan and Bill Heck and everybody you work with.
It's really, really divine. I mean, I would do it for another year if they wanted to, because I love everybody that I work with so much. And the material is so beautiful that it's regenerative. It gives back to you as much as you put into it.
And playing this intimate space, what that means to you as an actress.
Well, I mean, it's a lot less intimate than what I'm used to. Usually my work is like all in there. So this feels, at first it felt sort of cavernous. It felt really sort of daunting. But now it feels like home. Now the stage feels less scary.
My final question for you is, when you took your bow tonight, what went through your mind?
God, that's a good question, actually. I actually just felt really grateful to be there.
So here we are. It's opening night again. How do you feel, Joe?
Opening nights are something special, and sometimes they're not. But this was fabulous. It's like the whole show came to life in a way more than I've ever seen it.
What are your memories of writing it originally in that original production?
Well, when we wrote it originally, we never thought it would be a success. I mean, it was against all the rules of the Broadway theater. I mean, a show about unpleasant things that ended badly for everybody on stage. I mean, and we thought, all right, maybe it'll get decent reviews, but that it would never be a real success because audiences weren't ready for it. But from the very beginning in Boston, our first performances, when the audience didn't know what to expect at all, they accepted it. And we were amazed. We were really amazed.
And tell me what it's been like watching Alan Cumming all over again and him as the MC.
You're never watching him all over again. He's forever doing things to surprise you. He never gets tired. He has endless energy. And, there's always 100 things that he does that he never did before.
What do you love about the role of Cliff and the show itself?
Cliff to me is just a hopeful dude who loves throwing himself into situations that challenge him and that scare him, while at the same time confronting, sort of ignoring other things that scare him or intimidate him. So there's an innocence to him, and a bravery to him that I find very appealing and sort of heartbreaking. He's just so disappointed at the end, and yet he realizes he's taken something invaluable away with him. And he's certainly not the showy character in the play, So I had to get over some prejudices about what I knew of the character, and Sam really helped me find something deeper and new, and of course, being with the extraordinary cast that there is, does a lot of the work for me. So it's been challenging, but really satisfying ultimately.
And working with Michelle Williams.
She's okay. It was okay. She's extraordinary. She's so accessible, so interested, and as scared as the rest of us, and down to earth. And it was an intimidating prospect before we entered the process, but she couldn't have been lovelier and more collaborative and daring and vulnerable and available. It's been great, just falling in love with her night after night.
And welcome back to the Kit Kat Club. Tell me what it's been like revisiting this, Alan.
It's been so fun. I kind of was nervous and anxious, but really it's been so lovely that I think the company is so great, and it's a long enough time that it doesn't feel like I'm doing the revival of something. I mean, I know it is, but I didn't remember anything about it when I first started, so it felt like a new piece. And then I went to the Lincoln Center to the library and familiarized myself with it, and then so I felt like, at least I know the story, and then I started again, and it's great because I'm terribly slow. I'll just leave that up. I'm a terribly slow study at dancing and stuff. I'm terrible. So actually, the fact that I'd done it before, it was in my body, meant that I had a little head start on the girls. Not for long, and but it really was long enough that it just felt completely fresh. But then, of course, when I remembered it all, when I was back in it, I was more relaxed, and that's a nice feeling to be relaxed when you're doing an opening on Broadway. I really, I sort of don't care. I think the production is great. I know that it's powerful. I know that it works, and I'm feeling in a lovely position of just having fun and enjoying it more this time because I understand it more.
And working with this company.
And they're all darlings. They're such darlings, and especially the ensemble because they're so young and but they're just so talented and lovely, and it's also nice when you're the leader of the company, you have a duty to kind of create the mood and create the atmosphere, and I love, that's been one of my greatest pleasures. I make soup, I have parties, and everyone's kind of like just having a great time.
It's opening night. How do you feel?
Celebrating. It's really a celebration. We've been so lucky that from the first performance of this, our first preview, the audiences have gone cuckoo. So we've been happy every day, but today is particularly happy.
Tell me what it's like taking on this iconic role.
Humbly, I'm taking on this role, but also with a deep desire to see what I could personally bring to it, and working with Sam and Patrick Vacariello, the musical director, and seeing what I could invest it with that is something new. Obviously, Danny Burstein and I are a little younger than it's often cast, and so we were interested in that and what that would mean. They were certainly the Sam and the creators were, and John Kander and Mastroff were interested in casting it a little bit younger, and seeing what that would do to it. I think it makes it even more heartbreaking. There's such a sense of a long life ahead of them that they could have, and so it's all the more heartbreaking that she decides to let it go.
Working with this company.
Well, Alan Cumming has done over 400 performances of it, so it's just a thrill. You're watching someone win. We rarely get that opportunity to be working with someone who has worked on a part for so long that it's really in their skin, and so it's a complete delight. Working with Michelle, she's one of my best friends. We met 10 years ago and have been very good friends, so this is a complete dream to us. We're across the hall, backstage in dressing rooms, and we have a blast every night.
And then there's Danny, working with him, what that's been like.
Danny's a pain in the ass, so it's really...
I figured he would be.
Yeah, it's awful. It's really awful. We should cut. No, he's really just the best. I mean, he's a doll. Everybody knows that. And I certainly have finally gotten to know him well and have the benefit of that. And really, it's an absolute joy every night. Every night.
Even though this is a large theater, it's such an intimate production. What that's like for you with having the audience so close.
Yeah, you know, they're further away than you might think when they're up there. But it's true that the way the theater is constructed, and then obviously the people really at your feet, took a little bit of getting used to at the beginning because you have people drinking and things too. But then there's something really even more just alive about it. You peripherally can really even see faces and things sometimes that you usually can't, and that's great. But then you always know there are the people in the dark, and you certainly want to do the show for them too.
So when you took your bow tonight, what went through your mind?
I really was just so happy. I was really celebrating this great experience. It's a real joy for me. I don't get to sing that often in shows, and it's a blast.